Oh, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Diva of DOOL. I'm Marianne, and you can find me on Mama_Hooch on X and Facebook and on Twitter. We have the Diva Carrie with us. Hi, Carrie.
Hello, you can find me on Twitter at Diva of DOOL. Our Instagram is Diva_of_Duel. Facebook page is Diva of Days of Our Lives. And YouTube is Diva of Duel 541. And we are live at 10 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, and we have Jen with us,
Hey, I'm at REXJDK at Twitter.
and we have Miss Anna.
I'm on X and Instagram at Kazi Hooch.
Yeah. Okay, and also be sure to check out our friends at Teo Penguis and at Ian Buchanan. They're on Twitter. I think they're on Facebook too. I don't know if Lauren
Yeah,
is on Twitter anymore. I don't know.
I know
She's
she's on
on
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, at Lauren
Yeah.
Kozlow on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Check her out.
I don't know. I don't really
I don't guess we
see it.
say that much anymore. I don't know. I'm not on the only thing I'm not on Instagram a whole lot. I'm on Twitter, X more, and Facebook a lot. But anyway, so I
Yeah.
hope everybody got a chance to watch the show or part of it or all of it. Yeah. So I wanted to start with the part that I thought was or the story that I thought is really good, and it brought up a lot of good points on both sides, is the story with, Chanel and Johnny
Yes.
when she went to see her doctor.
Yes.
Yes. So we have Chanel who's pregnant. I think she's going into her last trimester, and she found out she had breast cancer. So the recommendation is to start, chemo now, but Chanel is worried, I guess rightfully so, that could harm the baby. Okay. And she has questions and she wants to know probably the statistics, the odds, what are all, you know, the advantages, disadvantages of having chemo while she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Because she would, if it's going to harm the baby, she doesn't want that. She wants to wait until after. But the problem with that is if she waits, it could be too far gone and it might harm her. She could die. I mean, and then maybe the baby could die. So she goes to see this oncologist who's a specialist, and he's a jerk right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of, not all, but some doctors, especially male doctors, will come in and he didn't even look at her. He was looking down the whole time, and it didn't even shake her hand or look her in the eye or say anything. It just blah, 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 said all these things. I'm very dismissive.
And he
So,
referred to her by her diagnosis.
Yeah, that was
yeah, the
poor.
number. And then she said, I'm a name. I have a name. I'm a person. you know, and she brought up the idea, which is I've read this and I know that about women, how women are like their problems are just not taken seriously. And then she says, especially black women. And so that was that whole thing. And he didn't really answer any of her questions. And then he kind of then just gave her a lecture about staying off the internet and, just he's the expert and blah, 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 blah. So she's definitely doesn't want to have anything to do with him. And then she goes with Johnny, and poor Johnny. I mean, she kind of goes off on Johnny. She's kind of now, because she's had this experience with this doctor, now she's really hyper over the top and a little bit paranoid. I think if she would have had a better experience, I don't think she would be acting the way she is now. I think Johnny is like she's just getting and Johnny's doing everything to help her and she's accusing him of being the same way as the doctor. Which I don't know if you guys know, but I don't think anyway he is not. That's not what he's referring to.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to get her, and I understand he wants her to live. He doesn't, and of course he cares about the baby, but he wants her to live because he says, well, what good is the baby lives but doesn't have a mother,
Yeah.
grows up without a mother and different things. And I think did he bring up something about him having cancer too? I don't
Yeah.
know. Did you catch that? What did he say? I don't know if that helped her at all.
Didn't catch that part. Didn't he have eye cancer or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know where did
Yeah, I
he say
wasn't
that?
sure if you
I,
guys heard what
I didn't
exactly
catch
he
that.
said, but this was all in the conversation of him trying to get her to see, and he would agree with her that that doctor was wrong.
Yeah.
but she needs to, think about that. And so they're going back and forth. And finally, Paulina comes and he's telling, could you please talk to her? Because now she's being ridiculous. And of course, Chanel overhears them and they're Johnny. So,
Mhm.
but Paulina and I was waiting. I thought I don't know if Johnny suggested it to her, but Paulina says, hey, why don't we find another doctor, get a second
Yeah.
opinion? Yeah, like, why wasn't that ever discussed? Like, I don't think Johnny ever said that, did he? To her, let's get another doctor? I don't know, but then after that, the way Paulina talked to her, and then Johnny talked to her afterwards, and she's kind of agreed, "Well, wait and see what this doctor says." And she says if the doctor explains everything to her, answers the questions that she wants, and weighs everything, then she will consider then having the chemo now. So, but I just thought it was a very good
Yeah.
subject, the way it was done, and also between Johnny and Chanel. Why they wanna get rid of those 2, I have no idea.
Hey, we
I
were talking about social media
Some of
at
the
first.
best, yeah.
I used to post all the time about stuff, and I haven't in forever, and I thought watching those 2 this week, I thought, "Damn it, I'm gonna start blasting those Days of Our Lives people because they should not have gotten rid of them."
No,
I'm
it doesn't make
pissed.
sense.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe they can be brought I don't know, now we have this new writer on, this Ryan Kwan came back.
Well, and
I don't know if it was
I
yeah,
did realize that Jean Marie Ford, I saw in the
well,
because
she's
I
sta
had wondered,
no, she's leaving. She's
she's
staying.
staying, but Paula Quickly is going to be a involved, but not the co-head writer, and then Ryan's coming back. So I couldn't remember the name of the other person, and they didn't mention the other person leaving. So it was Jean Marie Ford, and she's been around a long time with Days. So
So, I thought it would be better when these 2 women came on board. Like, why do they
yeah,
I don't understand why I wonder where that came from, the writers that wanted to write
yeah,
these couples out, like Johnny should have
I
why?
don't know.
I don't
You
get
know,
it,
it's
like
the writers. Could it be something else? Could it be financial?
There definitely was financial, but didn't it come out that they just last quarter they finally made a profit?
Right, right. After 6 years, so that's a good sign. Now, maybe you're making a profit because you have couples on there that we care about, and that you're writing good dialogue for them and decent stories for them.
so they're just gonna bring on these new couples or new characters, like Liam and Gus, and I don't know who else is coming on. There's Joy staying and
I don't know,
Stephanie,
but
like,
I think we need to.
you could say
I'm
goodbye
speaking
to
for
Steph
myself. I think I'm gonna do some stuff. I'm gonna say some stuff because I
yeah,
just think it's stupid that that they made that decision.
Yeah.
but yeah, after this whole storyline with the cancer and the scenes between Johnny and Chanel and stuff, and I really like how they were having an argument, but they have an argument, but yet they still come together and they resolve
Right.
it at the
Yeah.
end.
Yes.
It's not like breaking them up or as of now, but yeah, so it always seems like they work things out
Yeah.
together. But anyway, I just wanted to start with that, saying see
Oh,
Yeah.
what you guys
that
Yeah.
that was a
thought of that.
very that was a
And
very
when they
compelling.
can't, they get a mediator, you know?
What's
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, when Paulina came and she kinda helped too with the whole thing. Plus she has all her other stuff she's going on with.
Yeah.
I don't know, anybody wanna talk about that?
Yeah, I don't know why that wasn't the obvious solution is to go find another doctor, but he was a dick right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was, like, saying that too. Please
Yeah, and
somebody say that.
yeah, and it's just weird that everybody kind of knows he's a dick, but no one says to us. I mean, I'm glad she stood up to him and said, you're being a jerk. But I mean, someone from the hospital should be saying, hey, your bedside manner is shitty, and that's not the way you
I
talk to
I think
patients.
she told Sarah, I think.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Sarah agreed
Well,
to that.
I
She
get
answered
the
to it.
impression since University of Chicago is like probably an hour away or whatever. I almost get the feeling like he comes like once a week to do his rounds, and he's godlike, and everyone just listens to what he says and does, and
Right,
he
right.
doesn't get any pushback or
right.
Mhm.
doesn't acknowledge it. So I think that might be, it's like, oh, I'm gracing them with my presence, once a week or whatever. And she just happens to be on the list this week or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a valuable lesson in listening, honoring your intuition, and especially for mothers, honoring their intuition and instincts as a mother, that she would want to have the knowledge, whatever might be out there. And I just think, then she can make a better decision for herself, one that she can live with, that she feels she can live with, Yeah, because I mean, I think what she's thinking is, gosh, I'm going to go through all this stuff, and then my baby is going to be born, and he or she's going to be
Right.
suffering for the rest of their lives, and I'm never going to forgive myself because I've, you know,
Yeah, she just
inadvertently
wants to be
caused this.
heard too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
mean, she
wants to be
doesn't
heard.
want to be in this situation any more than anybody else, but
Mhm.
it's like she's being forced into this situation. But it's like, yeah, I think it was a good dialogue, because the way he was
Mhm.
dismissive about, the doctor was like, you need to get off the mommy bloggers or whatever. So it's like,
Yes, get
well,
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe some of them are whack jobs, but you know what? A lot of them have a lot, wisdom as mothers, So
Right, if
it's at
they
least,
went through it. Mhm.
yeah,
But if they went through it, right.
yeah.
And
Anyway,
also it's because she now also had cancer before. She lost a
right.
baby before. So, yeah,
Yeah.
so she has all these different things going on that yeah. So
But
I
I think they're a very realistic couple, and I just love them.
I do too.
Yeah, I wanted to say too, for anybody out there, if you don't feel comfortable with a doctor and the doctor treats you like that, you can fire their ass and get somebody
Get
else.
another one. Mhm.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm 52 years old. My body's changing, and I actually found supplements online that you can just go to a store and buy, and I feel back to my old self, but doctors and nurses were pushing prescriptions on me. So to me, because I love researching stuff, I mean, but I'm taking stuff I never even heard of. And none of these doctors or nurses even recommended supplements. So, I mean, obviously that's not, I'm just talking about my specific case, but I mean, with Chanel, the doctor didn't address any of her concerns about her pregnancy at all. Like
Hmm.
he did not give a shit about the baby.
Right.
I mean, there are doctors out there who've been in this situation.
Right.
Yeah, it's the whole, yeah. I mean, I'm glad they did this story. It was
Mhm.
very relevant and, women need to learn because we're always taught from a young age to be nice and pleasing and
Yep.
do what
Yeah.
yeah, when you get
Right.
older, especially my age, I'm at the fuck you age.
Yeah. When you get my age, it's like you don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, like
You're
It's like I don't
you're
care.
also apparently you're also part of the "we just do not care that much anymore" club.
well,
That
No.
yeah,
lady.
if you don't like me, oh well, that's your problem. But but yeah, if so yeah, because I've had nurses push stuff on me that I know were bad. Uh,
And
like
yeah.
I had a nurse try to put me on an IUD. There's no reason for me to be in an IUD, but that's the protocol for women who are having problems.
Mhm.
So and it turns out it can actually make it worse. And it's like, well, why am I putting an IUD in when I don't need it? And so you have to be your own advocate. You do have to do your own research, and you need a doctor that's going to listen to you and address your concerns so so I'm glad they did the storyline because it's not something that's really talked about.
Right. And I think Chanel should have gotten she had an oncologist. What she needed was an oncologist or a cancer that also was within gynae. You have
Yeah.
cancer doctors that specialize in
Yes.
like pediatrics or
Mhm.
cancer that's in
Yep.
with yeah, in with gynecology and obstetrics.
Yeah,
That's the kind of doctor she needed, not
right.
just a plain old oncologist. But anyway. But I know what the point they were trying to do is that's what they wanted to address, which
Mhm.
the problem that's out there. And yeah,
Yeah.
I thought they did, very well. So I'm
Yeah.
anxious curious to see how it all plays out and what happens now, how that
Yeah.
story with her is going to go. So but anyway, and well then, okay, well we guess we had a couple Kate days this week.
Yes, we
Yay.
did.
Yeah, a
Yes,
couple
we
Kate
did.
storylines. So I don't know,
Yes,
Kate.
we did.
So you want to do that? Now we can discuss the Kate and
Sure.
Kinda goes into some storylines too, what
Yeah.
Kate was
She
discussing.
she was chatting with Joy at the pub, and Joy was telling her about how Alex had taken, the baby for a second time by himself, and it's nice to know that that the baby survived the last time, because
Yep.
I was a little worried the last time. Anyway, I'm glad to know that Alex returned the baby fully okay.
Intact.
Intact, that's the word I was looking for. And so she was saying how, he was learning how to be a, dad and stuff, and it's really, really good with her and stuff. Anyway, they were just talking about that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to think, did she have any advice for her? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I think it was because Joy kind of saying how hard it was for her to be away from her baby and stuff, and Kate is trying to be empathetic and everything. And I was almost gonna say, "And the baby got to meet Ned this week." No, but it's Justin.
Justin.
I don't know, I always think Ned, I never think Justin.
Yep.
But anyway, so Alex took the baby over to Justin and Bonnie's, and they were all goo goo eyes for her, and it was really sweet. But anyway,
See, that's why
so
the baby's still in one piece.
yeah, and so Joy noticed that Roman and Kate were having a little tension, and so
A little tension.
just a little bit,
Just
just
a little
slight
bit.
little bit of tension. Yeah, a little bit of tension. Believe Kate was giving him the silent treatment, and that probably means he wasn't getting anything either. So he finally broke down. Anyway, no, he came over and asked if he could speak with Kate privately or whatever, and so Kate gets up and they walk over and talk, and he said, "Look, basically, he's like, I realized what a dumbass I was to accuse you of something. Of course, she was guilty of it, but she says she's not. So, my Kate, I love her, but sometimes it's hard to save her. Anyway, but so Roman apologized to her, and they of course hugged and kind of made up and everything. But she said, "You don't know how much this means to me that that you feel this way, that I'm hearing this from you." And so, I mean, so you could tell she both was like thrilled that he was like, "I'm the one in the wrong. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I misjudged you." And I was thinking maybe she was going to come out with it like, "No, no, you were actually right." But nope, she didn't. Not yet, anyway. And so anyway, so they kind of, but you could tell when they hugged, of course they do the over the shoulder look, the camera
Mhm.
follows her, and you can tell she's tortured because she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh,
Guilty
now
party.
I feel really bad because now he's apologizing to me and I was lying in the first place." So there's that. And of course Marlena keeps sticking her nose in things.
Yeah.
She keeps showing up at the pub, but and, I saw Kate notice that they had hugged. You
Mhm.
can tell it gets under Kate's skin. She doesn't like that, even though she tries to be friendly with her. And so then at one point, Kate and Marlena were talking, and I think, I'm trying to think, they were, of course, talking about. She says, "Well, I hope that someday we really can work together." And Marlena's like, "Well, not so long as this lawsuit thing's going on. I'm not going to support that, and all." So they kind of jump in if I'm skipping something good, because I'm trying to just remember.
Did they bring up John too? Or what John
Oh
would
yeah,
think?
Yeah.
Marlena said something because it was the anniversary of him
His
passing
death,
this week,
yeah.
and so she said something about, I thought about what John would want and everything, and basically he would not want the Johnny to be played like that, and that she does not want to have any part in that, basically, So anyway, and then let's see, she was on, I can't remember what days, because I watched them all to, like one after I binge watched the week. So she was on another day. I'm trying to remember, or was that the day that she had the conversation with Marlena?
It was on that it might have been 2 days she was on?
Yeah. She was on
Yeah.
Those
Tuesday.
two
And
separate
then
days?
yeah,
Yeah, and she talked to Xander too. You remember that?
that's
On the boat?
right. That's right. That's
The
right.
whole yeah, because Xander's thinking of dropping the lawsuit.
Yeah, I'm trying to so where did he talk to her? I'm trying to think.
There was a
Maybe
phone
on the
message.
phone.
Well, a phone, that's right,
On the
that's
phone,
right.
yeah.
That he basically said, "I'm dropping it." I'm or something did Xander say, "I'm gonna drop it," or something? Or
Yeah, and I'll let you know that's gonna come out. Drop the law.
yeah,
I
yeah,
and that's what I was trying to understand. I guess he's telling Kate it's gonna come out that we set Johnny up. Well, how's it gonna
right,
come out if you just drop the lawsuit? You don't have to
right,
say you did anything.
right,
That's what I'm
right.
not understanding, like, how's
Well,
meaning that's how Kate's gonna be exposed, but
yeah. Well,
why say that? You wouldn't say
and
you did that.
well,
I don't
and then do we want as part of this whole thing, do we wanna go into the Marlena and Xander session?
Oh, that
This
yeah. Yeah, you
the
That
can.
was so wrong.
she calls his ass she basically calls his ass in there.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't his regularly scheduled appointment. And he said, "I assume that you called to let me know that you're gonna work happily, work well alongside Kate and
Mhm.
you're gonna
Yep.
come aboard and all that stuff." And she's like, "Oh no, hell no." Like, no, not happening. So then Marlena pulled a few like little Jedi mind tricks out of her own back pocket, which kind of surprised me. But anyway, she basically said that, I'm not playing along with you two with what you've done to Johnny. So until that suit is dropped, I'm not playing ball with either of you, basically.
Mhm.
And but she threw in the really, really crazy part was she was like, "And I'm not going to have you as a patient either, knowing that you did that.
Right.
You're
She's
gonna have
gonna
to
do
make a
this.
choice."
Yeah.
So and of course, that went straight to Xander's like vulnerable, like, wait, I'm gonna have to start all over and everything. And,
Yeah.
like, so she's like, yeah, like, it's
Ooh.
like, huh, funny how that works. She didn't say that, but anyway, so
Marle
and I get it. I
Marlena
think it
playing
was kind
hardball.
of twisted that somebody's therapist did that. But on the
Uh-huh.
other hand, I get that she finds this a moral conflict that she cannot abide. And so I understand it from that standpoint. So, and I can't really defend Kate, even though I always try for what she did. But anyway, I mean, they were trying to save Titan and all, but I always thought that was really weird that she would set Johnny up like that.
Yeah.
Especially because she always kind of considered him as her grandkid, just like the others. So
Allie.
anyway, that whole thing was bizarre. But
Yeah.
so yeah, so there's that. So I don't know. I mean, something's going to hit the fan. Either they're going to agree behind the scenes, I guess, to drop the lawsuit, and then Bonnie and Justin will be happy if that happens, and Marlena will be happy, Johnny will be happy. There'll be a lot of people that'll be happy about that.
My question is,
Yeah.
how come Marlena does not seem to give a damn about Roman's feelings?
That
Roman's gonna
Marlena
have
doesn't?
his whole world blown up,
Right. Right. Yeah,
and
she just yeah.
Marlena does not seem to give a damn. What did
Yeah.
he have to do to her?
Well, it
Maybe
wouldn't be
she
the
wants
first
Roman
time.
back. I don't know.
It's not wouldn't be the first time she screwed Roman over. Let's
I
put it that
know,
way.
but
Well, really?
Just
Roman's been
saying.
really good to her
Just
a couple
saying.
But
I
like,
I'm
guess I have
few
to
saying,
say
like,
times.
the
how can that come out about Kate if, like, they just say, "Okay, we made a mistake. We're dropping the lawsuit." They don't have to say it's not gonna be good for them to admit that they
Yeah.
set Johnny up.
Yeah.
That's
I think we
So
were gonna settle though. Yeah, they were gonna negotiate a settlement, so they'll still get some money out of Demira. Just
yeah.
a
So, like, that about what they did doesn't necessarily have to come out unless
right.
they
yeah.
demand an apology, unless Johnny
I mean
makes it come out. I don't
I
know.
mean, so many times in corporate America, they settle behind the scenes so that
Right.
they don't have to go through discovery and all that stuff. So I would think that this whole thing could just be resolved very easily.
But didn't
So
Xander say something to her? "I just want you to know that this could come out about what you did."
Yeah.
He
yeah,
did say that, didn't he? And
I
I was
Yep.
think
like,
so.
that wasn't making sense to
But
me.
that didn't make sense because they could
No.
make it go away very quietly. So
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Maybe
I
he was
agree.
trying to put pressure on her to go along with it or something. I don't know. I just don't know. But
I
Yeah.
have to say, though, I was so proud of Marlena. That was such an awesome power move on her
Yeah,
end.
that
Oh, yeah, I
was.
love to what? What?
I have to admit, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
And that was the first out of
Well, his
2.
love.
There was another power move at the end of the week with somebody else. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
yeah, because I'm tired of everybody playing defense, and Marlena played offense, but she did it in an ethical way. I don't see, she's under no, she can drop Xander
She
as a patient at any time.
anytime. Yeah.
Yeah, so so
Fire
she's
without
Yeah.
cause. Yeah.
yeah,
Gwen's on offense too.
that's the
Yeah,
other
it's the
one.
yeah, Gwen, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so what was the other I'm trying to remember
Okay.
because there were 2 power moves, I remember that. What was the other thing that she did?
Well, it was Gwen.
It's
She
Gwen.
was gonna
Oh,
buy the
yeah.
hospital.
She's
Yeah.
gonna
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought you meant
to get back
Marlena.
at
Okay.
EJ because EJ screwed her and said, "Oh, he wasn't
Yes.
gonna give her the equal share
Oh, yeah,
because he
that was
felt he did
brilliant too.
more." So now, if the board
Right.
comes after he's
Yeah.
all this thinking, "Oh, well, the board's not gonna my job's secure because no one else can save
Yeah.
the hospital but me, but now someone can."
And she gave all the information to Leo if anything happens to her.
Right.
Yes, yeah, if something would
That kill
happen, and she
switch,
told
the
A
kill switch thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then she told EJ too what she
Yep.
did. Yeah,
And he was pissed.
like, "If you do something to me"
Yep.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then Xander went to Gabby and said, "Hey, if you're really serious about giving me some of that money because you felt so bad for what you
Yeah.
did," because now I guess he wants to help Gwen. Now does he want to be going with Gwen or he wants to get it from Gwen? I don't know. He also wants to try to get the hospital. So Gabby's saying, "No, no, no, not now.
No, that
I'm
was
not
a
going to
deal
give you
for
the money."
Philip, not you.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, too, Xander's also the aggrieved party. I mean, they could sue Gabby for what she did.
Yep.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right.
Because
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
corporate sabotage.
Uh-huh.
You
She could
cannot.
go to prison.
Yeah. I don't know why they're not going after her.
Well,
Philip or
because probably because they are trying to protect Philip
Yep.
from the
for
fraud,
the
because that would come
fraud
out.
Right.
and Xander for beating Philip within an inch of his life.
Inch
So
of his
Yep.
life.
So
they
they're
all
And
all
they
just
all go down.
they're all done like, you know,
they all have
immoral
dirt on each
things. Yeah,
other.
unethical things. Yes.
Like it's like siblings who have dirt on each other, and they're
Yep.
like, "I'm telling mom on you." Well, I'm telling mom on you. Well, I'm telling mom on you. And they're like,
And
"Okay, we're all taking an oath till our deaths. We're not telling." Yeah. Yeah. I love those scenes when you mentioned the Jen, when you mentioned
Gwen.
the Leo and Gwen.
Right.
I love those scenes
I love
with
those
that.
two together.
Me too. Yeah, love it.
Leo and Gwen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And when she said, "No, I still hate you, but I also still love you."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
And then we have
That
what does everyone think of the new boyfriend? I guess
Ugh.
Gus and
didn't see him
Bobby.
this week. Was he on this week?
Yeah, he's all
He was
right.
on
I guess. I
last
mean, he's a
week,
nice
but
little guy.
he's a nice looking guy. I don't think we need
Yeah,
him.
but I don't like him with Hobby. Just I
No.
kind of like Leo and Hobby, but now there's going to be a new Hobby, so I don't know how that's going to go. You know, how
And
the
it's like,
chemistry will be the same or not. I don't know.
yeah. But
So,
I'm
after, go
I
ahead,
want to
Carrie.
go back to Gwen for a second.
Yeah.
They did her a humongous favor by accident because her name's not attached to this wonder drug that's apparently doesn't work all the
mm,
way.
right.
Then yes, I mean EJ eventually down the line is in huge financial trouble because
Yeah. And
yeah,
Right,
'cause it,
because Gwen it's never come out that Gwen helped him, right? Nobody really knows that.
right.
Leo does.
Well, Leo does, but, like, no one else. And then you have Rafe and Kat who are trying to bring EJ down by trying to get the drug before it goes on the black market, thinking that EJ's gonna do something unethical again by giving it to Kat's mother, because Kat says
Yeah.
about, "Oh, my mother needs that,"
And
and then
oddly enough, once again, Rafe doesn't do anything in this
he
partnership.
does that.
but he's pissed at her for going and doing it without telling him.
Okay, I have a request. I would like to propose a board meeting next week of the Diva of DOOL committee because I would like to propose a new idea for the Diva of the week and so on.
Mhm.
After watching those scenes with Rafe, I think we need an ass of the week.
Yeah.
An ass of the week, and then the diva can be good or bad. They can all be either,
Oh, yeah,
men or
diva can
women.
be good or
It's
bad, yeah.
not defined by what their gender is or anything like that. But like it could be a guy diva, it could be a girl diva. Same with being an ass. But like I think we need an official ass of the week because Rafe admittedly earned that like in spades this week.
Do you think it's
He's so
because he
freaking
really cares
condescending.
he really
Yeah,
cares
but
about
he has a funny way of showing
I
it.
Yeah,
He's
know.
he
just an
does.
asshole.
I think because
I
he's
mean,
trying for her safety and all that, that's what he's
and
saying.
I don't like the way she like demure is so I don't know what defers to him, I
I
guess. Is so
know. It's like, ugh.
I'm like, "What
Yeah.
is this, girl? You're like." Again, I can't believe I'm, like, actually rooting now for Cat, but I really do kind of. But, like, I'm almost like, "You're a badass. Why are you taking this shit from him? I'm sorry." But she's just like
She's
she's just
doing
like
all the work.
she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I mean, she's thinking on her feet. She's taking advantage of certain positions that she can and leverage and things like that. And all he does is berate her. And I'm sick of
Yep.
it. Even if it is because he likes her, I would be like, you know what? I appreciate you trying to protect me, but I'm a grown ass woman. And yeah, remind me again that I'm not a trained agent or whatever he says.
Yeah.
She's doing more than she's produced more by metric tons than this guy has.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah.
From the
So I think
very beginning, I liked them together when they just started first working together. If so far of anybody with Rafe, I kinda
Yeah.
like her with Rafe.
yeah, but there's I don't see any chemistry. I just
Mm,
feel like he's always standing, she's always sitting. There's
yeah.
just the dynamic there to me is
Mm.
he's just being kind of a jerk. And
Yep.
it's almost like,
She wants Chad, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Or EJ. Yeah, she
Yeah.
has a
Yeah,
little
either one.
thumb
And I
for
get that
EJ.
he's trying to be protective and if anything, what she should throw back, I wish they would write some lines to her. Like, you know what? Remaining objective is part of the job and impartial to what we need to do. We can't let our personal feelings get in the way.
He
Well,
hates EJ.
you
Right.
hate
Yeah.
EJ
The
and you're
history.
so blinded by that that you don't even see when I make a move that's really positive you're criticizing me for it rather than. Now, again, if it would be one thing if we caught these moments where they look into each other's eyes or they smile at each other or whatever in a way.
Yeah, they're
Like,
not going
there's
there
just
yet.
none of that. There's like
No.
Yeah.
literally none of that. So maybe on paper that would have been an idea, but it's not being projected between those
No.
two. So
Yeah,
I
especially
just think he's
Cat's
being a
not.
jerk. So I unofficially unless and until it's approved by the committee and the board,
Ooh,
I
some
unofficially
more rape
name him
hating.
as the ass of the week. And,
Yep.
so anyway,
More rape hating.
Yeah,
yeah,
that I have to say this is a failure on Galen's part because Rafe and Jada broke up a while ago, and he should be flirting with every single woman on that cast
absolutely.
Yep.
Mhm.
to save his job.
And he has a twinkle if he wants to make it a twinkle, but he doesn't.
Yeah, so we all know too, there's couples that were created on soaps because someone saw them just, talking backstage and saw chemistry. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and so, but I mean, and even if it's not in the script, just giving someone an eye or giving someone a look,
Yeah.
you can take that liberty as an actor. He's not doing that.
Right.
That's a
It's one note.
major error it's major error on his part. He should be trying to have chemistry with her.
Right. It's kind of, I hate to say it, kind of lazy in a way.
It
But
kind of
and unless they're
permeating it.
giving
Yeah.
unless they're giving him notes to not do that,
Yeah.
to
Could be.
purposely not do it, it just annoys me because I mean, we always want more chemistry, not less, right? It's a good problem to have when everybody's having, even friend chemistry and things like that. We want to see that. We want to see those sparks of interest and connection, whether they are sexual or friendship or whatever, family, whatever they might be. Otherwise, you're just looking at like flat screen TV with no emotions or anything. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway,
Then we had Kat, who is EJ wants her to be hypnotized too because he's trying to remember their time in there, and she's worried if she gets hypnotized, her cover's gonna be blown, I guess. I don't know why she thinks that because obviously she was there because of what Clyde Weston did to her
Yeah.
because she was ISA, right? That I don't know.
There there's so many holes in this story.
That doesn't make sense to me.
The whole Italy thing makes no sense at all, unless they're trying to say that Kat and EJ had an affair at one point behind Sammy's back.
I
That's the big
I
Well,
think
of.
I think the whole fear is that she'll be outed as a
Oh,
that
that's
because
yeah,
she
that's what
was
they're
at
saying.
that top-notch facility in Italy, she couldn't have afforded that on her own. And so it would draw questions as to, well, why was she there in the first place? Or how did she get there? Or who paid for that? Or whatever. So
Yeah.
I think they're trying to keep her cover.
So yeah, so she lied to EJ and said, "Oh yeah, she went to Marlena, but nothing happened." She, you know, so EJ comes, but she said, "Oh, I better go and tell Marlena." But or EJ must have said something, and then
Yeah, EJ asked Marlena, goes without asking, like, I know there's patient confidentiality, but
but
I'm
Marlena
just, you know,
covered. She,
yeah,
she
she
knew.
did.
Yeah,
She
she said,
did,
"Wait
but
a minute."
he's like, I hope that she made progress today with you at the appointment or whatever. And Marlena's like, well, you know, I can't discuss that. And then when she saw Kat,
Cat,
she,
like, what's
I'm
going on?
telling you, somehow Marlena has found her cojones
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally,
because
Marlena. Yeah,
which is long overdue because now all of a sudden she's got some boundaries and they're rather jarring at times. But she
Yeah.
even was with
yeah.
her. She was like, yeah, I didn't appreciate being, you know, surprised like that.
Maybe she should join Black Patch with Brady and Steve or
Yeah.
whatever. I
Well,
don't
I
know.
don't
Go into
know.
that. But anyway, with John, it was the anniversary, and I guess I guess last week is when the chess set was delivered. But then Belle and Brady brought it to the pub, or they were going over it, and they noticed that there's a pawn missing. And I guess, like, Belle's like, "What does that mean?" And then there's people on the internet saying, "Oh, maybe they're getting a new John, and maybe John really isn't dead." And that's kind of what they were implying on there. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't see them doing that, just like with
I don't think
Stefan.
they
They're
would.
not going to do that. But are they implying? That's kind of what they're implying. And then Marlena found, I guess John in the hospital, she had given him a coin, and when he was in the, but then now she found the coin. The coin was on the
Cemetery.
headstone, I think. Yeah, it was at the cemetery, which I think comforted her. So that's what she was telling Abe and Lexi. And now Lexi's a real pain in the ass, isn't
Well,
she? She's a bitch. She is. She's telling Abe not to have any contact with Paulina.
yeah.
Like, oh, maybe you should stay away from Paulina. Poor Abe doesn't know what happened to Chanel because he hasn't talked to
No.
Paulina. But Theo heard from EJ, and EJ thought Theo knew. And so Theo told Abe, and then Abe went to see Paulina. And they had a little moment there. It was kind of an awkward moment. What you
Yeah.
say? It was like they just first met or something. Yeah. So and then Lexi had her, I don't know, what's it like a headache, I guess you could say, or she stumbled a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess the rats have died. A couple rats died. So
I
I guess
thought
it's
only one of them. Or did more
one, or was there more? I don't know. So, oh, and then with my background was cute. We have Foster and Julie going on a
Yeah.
date.
Cute. I loved it.
It was so cute. Yeah, like how he finally asked her at the bookstore, and she gets ready. He brings her flowers, and she's a little hesitant. He's hesitant. It's kind of a little awkward for each other, but he suggests they have jalapeno poppers.
Uh-huh.
That's his favorite. So he's brings them out, and she tried them. A little hot, she said, Then
All of
what they
the
discussed both.
poppers are awesome, by the way.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, I like hot
Yeah,
things like
not a hot
I
spicy
yeah,
person.
they're good. So
I
so
thought it
she
was
tried
weird
them.
though when he gave her the flowers, she just put them on the table and left. I mean,
But then when she come back, do you notice they were in the vase?
The face.
So how'd they
Yeah.
get in the vase? Who
Yeah.
was there?
Maybe
And then there's the picture of Doug. It's like, did Doug put him in the vase saying, "Okay, Julie, you can move on"?
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of rude. If a guy gives you flowers, you don't put them on the table and leave. You do put them in a
Put
vase.
them in a
Well,
vase.
but
But
I
I
thought that
noticed
was
when she
Yeah.
come back, they were in the vase, and then she looked at the picture of Doug that was sitting beside there, and I thought, "So that's supposed to symbolize he took took the flowers and put them in the vase or something." I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was Lonnie that did it, 'cause isn't Lonnie staying there?
yeah, Lonnie
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Chad.
Or
maybe.
Chad or somebody put it in.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
I forgot that they were there. Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was cute there, and I was wondering when they would get to
I thought
that
he
put
looked
them
clean.
together.
I thought he looked cute, all cleaned up, kind of
Yeah,
like, his
Oh, yeah.
hair was done, and usually it's kind of flopping in his face and all. I thought it was cute the way they do make a cute couple. They really
they
do.
do.
Mhm.
And they love books and all that, so
Yeah. And then they were talking about different books and authors and that they like. Thought it was cute. And at the same time, Gabby and Ari, they were
Ari
celebrating
and Faith.
Ari's birthday. Yeah, that's when and she saw this smile. Gabby must have like smiled at Julie, because they have the little so I don't know if it got Ari thinking like, why are you smiling at Julie? You hate her.
Yep,
or I think she saw Julie smiling. I think they made eye contact,
yep,
right? Like,
Yes. Yeah, they did. And Ari
yeah,
caught them like being like, why are they all of a sudden like being
yeah.
so okay. Oh, then we have
It really
a
was
Z
Ari's birthday too.
it was the actress's birthday?
No,
Or it really
No,
was
Ari's.
it was
Yeah,
the character Ari's birthday.
it
Yeah.
really was her birthday. Okay. Yeah. Well, then we have the Sarah sex dream with Xander in bed. I knew that was a dream from the
yep. I
and
couldn't
then
tell
Xander
yeah.
who was
said
having it.
Xander says, "This is a dream, isn't it? Tell me this is." Yeah, it's a dream. And then Brady walks in Sarah's dream. So she has Xander on the brain.
Yeah, I fell
Yeah.
asleep during that episode. I honestly don't know how it ended. And yeah, I think it was
Yeah. She
Thursday.
woke up from the dream because she was getting it on with Xander, and then Brady walks in. What's going
Well,
on here?
then you
Yeah.
invite Brady in.
Yeah,
That's the
then you invite yeah, there you
threesome.
go.
That's a
Yeah.
natural
Three-way.
threesome dream.
Why
Duh.
not?
Hey, take your shirt off.
Yeah,
You
Brady.
know,
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they didn't go there. They already did that they did that already, right? With
Oh, geez.
Chanel
Yeah,
and
I wouldn't
the
have wanted
other
to see that.
2 women in Madness. Let's do it the other way.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to see
but
that.
no,
Brady and Xander though are related, so they can't interact with each other.
yeah,
That'd be rude.
Yeah, ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
I guess
Nor should they, in my
no,
opinion.
should they?
So it just Sarah would be getting their attention from both of them.
Yes.
So I say go for it. Why not? Go for
Yeah,
it.
go for it, writers.
But they managed to worm Liam into this whole thing
uh,
Oh,
because
yeah, I was
that
just getting to that.
okay,
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, first of all, I don't
Liam
know,
was
Sarah
involved in
messed up.
Sarah's dream with Brady and Xander.
Oh, you still wanna go back to Brady and Xander? We're still
Which is,
talking about Brady and Xander.
Liam worked his way into it. I'm like, what? There's Brady, there's Xander, and Sarah in the
Let's
bed.
picture it.
How did Liam
Where
get in there?
where's the
Where
where's
did
the
Liam
conflict?
go? Yeah,
No, Liam didn't walk in, sorry.
somebody else can have Liam. Yeah. So, anyway, Sarah had this girl, she was working at the free clinic, and this girl comes in. Destiny is her name,
yeah,
and she has bad headache. She's really in pain, sick, and Sarah says, "Oh, it must be the flu." Okay, Sarah. And she takes some blood work, and I guess she wanted to do more tests because I'm like, she said complaining about a headache and all this pain. Wouldn't you take like X-rays or a scan or CT
Well,
you
scan?
would think.
Not just blood work.
yeah, also, but then also she jumped to the conclusion, which I think she jumped to kind of quickly, was
Probably
that
drugs.
since the girl had been throwing up, she got dehydrated and that's why she has the headache or whatever.
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
she didn't,
I thought
really
maybe she
skip
thought she was, but there was no mention of drugs until after somebody told her that her sister,
JJ.
JJ, told her he
Well,
knew of her because of her sister
yeah,
who had a drug overdose. And then they found out, well, then her and Xander saw Destiny in the square, and she had an attack and she passed out. But she did die. Then she finally she passed away.
Yeah.
And they found that Liam was her contact. Liam Salenko.
Right. So probably she was probably his sister-in-law. So
Yes.
the
I was
2
going to
girls
say
that died were sisters,
that was
and
his
since
wife.
his
Yeah.
wife and the mother of his child
Passed away.
passed from an overdose, that's where that connection's
So
coming
they
in.
had to make that connection,
Which
which
that was kind of interesting, but
to tie Liam in. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
I guess. Seems
But
like
how
another
Liam come?
tangent. Yeah.
Yes. Or is it to bring also Sarah and Xander closer?
Yeah. Well,
Because
yeah, because they ended up going back to the house and having, like, a really great
it
playtime
affected them both.
with the baby. Yeah, because they both now, I'm so glad that after the fact,
But no Brady
Sarah said something like she administered Narcan at the site, because I
at
didn't
the
see
site.
anybody whipping out any Narcan, and that was the first thing I thought of. And I'm not
Well, she
I'm
didn't
only
have
an
anything on her to do.
I'm
That's why
only
she
an internet doctor. I'm not an
Yeah.
actual
Oh, okay.
doctor, but
She called for the EMTs because she had nothing. She wasn't in the hospital. That's why they called for
yeah.
the ambulance.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. You're not a doctor, but you play one on the internet.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when that out of the blue, when this girl comes in, this Destiny, I'm there now. Who is this girl? She's
Yeah.
got ties somehow.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how. I didn't
But
think
I mean,
into
I
that.
immediately was like, probably homeless, probably a drug addict wanting
I
drugs
said
or
drugs.
having
To find out she's a
withdrawals.
drug addict.
And, and it's a shame that they didn't do something for her. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of wonder, since, Sarah started doing went down the rabbit hole once she got these pieces of information.
Mhm.
She found out that the autopsy from Clea, something like that, her Destiny's sister, even though that it had been put down that she was a drug overdose, her cause of death was undetermined or something like that.
Yeah,
Or
she says there's something not right. Like,
so
was
then
it
I'm immediately thinking, okay,
suspicious?
there's some hereditary
Yeah.
heart issue or something between the two sisters, or something that caused it to get to that point, with the
Right.
overdose. I don't know.
Because Sarah's feeling guilty now that she misdiagnosed, and she could have prevented her from dying. So, yeah. So I don't know if it's going to be maybe her and Xander trying to figure this out. And it sounds like they want to investigate it more.
Yeah.
What happened?
Which brings the two of them together.
Right, of course. Yes. But no Brady.
And of course, it was very clear in her dream that Xander was the one that was in bed with her, and Brady was
Not
standing at the
Brady.
door.
Yes.
So,
As yeah. Poor Brady. He needs to find someone.
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Brady's working with the turning friends into lovers thing. He seems to be striking out with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
I mean,
think try him with Gwen.
yeah, but I would like to prefer if it was Teresa. I thought he was great with Teresa.
They could they could always bring Teresa back. Well, I guess
Oh,
they
yeah.
have Gwen, unless you bring Jen Lilly back or get a whole new Teresa.
Unless
Ho-
play both parts.
Yeah, but that's
She
a lot.
could.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, I don't think they're going to do that. But yeah, the only good friendship he had at Trent Delivers was Brady and Nicole. But Nicole was constantly throwing him under the bus for EJ.
Yeah, I like them too.
DJ or Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hard being a Brick Hole fan.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, then he did torture her at one point too, so that
Yeah.
wasn't. So yeah.
Let's see. Am I forgetting anything, or may I think of anything else?
Not that I can
Intriguing.
think of.
I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, we have JJ now working as I wonder how that's going to go. How much he'll be
He
on
was
with
an
an
EMT
EMT.
before.
Yeah.
He was an EMT.
Yeah, he was.
And then,
Right.
yeah.
Guess we could talk about if I can remember, previews. Everybody remember previews? We see Joy opening the door, and Stephanie thinks somebody's breaking in and grabs a gun and shoots.
Yeah.
And then we see Kristen and Xander in bed, and Gwen's pounding on the door.
Oh, crap.
So I don't know what's going on there.
Did Xander lose his sling already? I can't remember.
You know what? He did have a sling on, did he? He did on
He
the
didn't
other
have
day.
it in his-
Friday. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
That was fast. I did read this awful spoiler that Chad and Belle take the kids to a baseball game. So, I mean, just as bad as Belle and Chad on paper sounds awful to begin with, but now they're giving her the Stephanie treatment, which is
with the kids. Yeah.
Chad needs to stop it. Stop bringing his kids around his women. Like, good grief, they went on one frickin' date. They have no relationship to Belle at all. They don't know her from Eve. So what the hell's the
No, they
point of
don't.
They don't. So,
And
well,
of
maybe
course,
if an attorney, I think maybe, yeah, maybe as an attorney wise, Thomas might have been involved. But it's like, why are you bringing this woman around your kids?
Marlena's comment was, well, John would love that so much because he was a big
Yeah.
baseball fan.
Yes.
But I wanted to say, no, he was a Yankees fan, not a Cubs fan. We all know that Drake was a Yankees fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah, he was
yeah,
drafted by the Yankees in the minor,
yeah,
and
that's
then he got
why. Yeah,
hurt.
that's why
Yeah,
I think of
could have been a
that.
ball player.
I thought it was nice that they showed pictures of Doug and Drake, or Doug and John, you know, during that last one of the episodes this week. Maybe it was the end of the week. You
Mhm.
know, it was kind of nice that they recognized, both of them and stuff. And so, back to Ari for a minute. Ari's going to figure out what
Well,
Gabby did because
Oh,
Gabby
it's gonna
always
come out.
gets caught. She's so sneaky and she lies, and then she gets caught.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Liam's coming back, right? Isn't he? Is he on contract? I think he's gonna be on longer than what he was.
wow.
It started to grow on me a little bit when they let him have more personality. He
Yeah.
actually did grow on me a little bit. But I can also understand that Gabby wouldn't want her now 19-year-old with a 35-year-old who has a kid and
Yeah.
who is widowed
Shady
due to
business.
his
Yeah.
wife having an overdose. Yeah, I mean, and then also he's taking care of his parents because I mean that's just a lot for a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
but
don't see
so
any.
but I did like that they gave him more personality and more things to do. If they were
Yes.
going to have him on there, I think he did more with the character more recently.
Mhm.
But
Right. I don't know any more in the previews. I don't know what. I can't remember anything else other than those two things. But I know there
I
was.
haven't,
We
I
do have
haven't watched it yet.
we do have a Kate Day next week, Anna, just letting you know.
Oh,
We
she's
do
on.
have a Kate week, okay? Or Kate day, all
Mhm.
right.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, it's between Rome and Kate. Yeah. If you want me to spoil it for you, I will.
Okay. Well, okay. Go ahead.
Kate confesses to Roman.
Good.
Was
Good
that in?
girl.
I
I was
missed that.
hoping she would.
Yeah.
Fell
Yeah.
I give
Before it
more.
comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad. I was
How's
thinking, how
Roman
long
gonna
could
take
she
it?
feel guilty? She's going to feel so guilty now that he's apologized for her.
Yeah.
Yes, that's maybe
So
why
I'm glad
decided to
that our
come.
girl has some conscience still, or at all.
It's
Yeah.
Hey, back it on up, mama. But yeah, I've had a hard time. I've had a hard time standing up for her in this particular story. But anyway, so yeah.
okay. That's all I got. Let's miss something. Any other spoilers or news out there?
Not that I know of.
Do we have a Diva of the Week?
Yeah.
Rafe?
Well, see, I'm gonna nominate him as the ass.
Yeah.
Unofficially, of
Or
course.
the doctor?
This doesn't get recorded in the annals of Diva of DOOL because it has not been approved by the
Yeah.
committee yet. But
It's an
I would say
honorable
he's
mention.
more of an ass. I think for the divas, I kind of think that we need to have more of a positive spin on that word, and at least this week. And I think both Gwen with her diva move, with
Yeah.
Marlena?
doing the
Uh-huh.
kill switch and doing the switcheroo on to get since takes something away from EJ after he did what he did to her. And then I also think Marlena was a diva
Yeah.
in a good way a couple of times. In
Yeah.
an almost surprising way. I was a couple of
Yeah.
times I was like, whoa, Marlena, you got
Yeah.
your cojones back. So
Yeah, I would say Chanel with how she treated the doctor, but I did not like her conversation with John. It's just like the whole it wasn't black or white. It wasn't, we're going to do what this doctor says, or we're not going to do any treatment at all. I mean,
right.
that was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was diva.
She was too hard on Johnny.
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Unreasonable too. She was too unreasonable. Yeah.
Mhm.
I gotta say a negative diva, I would have to say Lexi, though.
Oh gosh.
Negative, yeah.
Honestly, when they went to kiss, I had to turn away. I just cannot
Yeah.
I cannot stand and again, and no offense to the actress, but, there's just so far I've seen very little that I
I
like.
think if the other actress would have been back,
Oh,
it would have
yeah.
been a
One
whole
of the
world of
other
different.
Renee Jones? Yeah, if it'd been Renee
Yes,
Jones,
if
yeah,
Renee Jones was that
of
playing the
course,
role.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did like how they made when they had their family game night, the Carvers, I did like how they, you know, played a game and they brought up different things that they remembered that each other liked, and, I think they are doing a good job of it's like backstory kinda stuff, like, character type things.
Mhm.
That part's good. I think that part is good. It's just I just find her ugh, yeah. And I loved how the minute that Abe heard from Theo that Chanel had breast cancer, he was literally like, "Tell
Just tell
Lexi
her
I
I
had
don't
to run out."
don't tell her anything, just I had to go.
And so
Mhm.
Yeah.
Theo's looking at he's thinking, "I'm so glad he's doing that, yet now I'm lying to my dad. Now I'm not gonna be lying to my mom." And
yeah,
I'm like, "Poor guy, he's already having,
Oh, wait, I gotta go
trying to
charge my
prevent."
phone. He's looking
He's
at his phone.
trying
yeah,
He's trying to prevent his meltdowns. He said,
yeah,
"I
Yeah.
used to have this." He's like, I learned after years of therapy, I learned how to manage my
Or it's hard for him to lie.
overstimulation and my
yeah,
yeah,
Probably hard for him to lie.
but
Yeah.
but he's having that was another scene,
Mhm.
where Gabby that was at the beginning of
Oh,
the
yeah.
week. That
yeah,
was one
that,
more thing real
She
real
found out
quick, and
about, yeah, we didn't forgot about.
yeah, real quick, that was a good one where she's talking to Philip, and I'm like, "Philip should not be casting stones,"
Oh,
but I think it's because
right.
he's
Yeah.
so hurt. I mean, he's just brokenhearted is what it
Mhm.
is. It's not that he's pure as a driven snow and has never done anything wrong or lied or anything,
Right.
because I'm kinda like, you're kinda being a little bit hard on her, but I get it as because he's hurt.
yeah,
But but when they were talking and she said, "Well, when Theo, I still can't believe Theo went to you or said that or whatever, and or something." I don't remember the exact saying, but he goes, Theo had nothing to do with it. Theo wasn't the one."
yeah,
And he didn't tell her
He didn't
who
say
it
it was Ann.
was.
No.
He didn't say it was Anna, but so she was like, "Oh my gosh, I got to go take care of this." So she tries to apologize to Theo, and he was offended because everybody knows he has a hard time lying or being deceitful. He's
yeah,
just not that guy. So
Mm.
that's why it's extra stressful for him if somebody like his dad asks him to lie to his mom. But she's like, "I'm so sorry." And then he thought he was like kind of giving her an opening, like, "Oh, okay, maybe I can forgive you for attacking me like that." And just as he was opening up, then she tells him that Philip is the one that told him
yeah,
that that's not where he learned it from. So then he was pissed because he's like, "The fact that you don't know me well enough to know that I would never do that to you and that I would never,
Mhm.
that just, and now you've just found it out from Philip, that makes it even worse."
yeah,
As I always say, that sets you back another 2 weeks.
yeah. If not more.
Anyway, so that's it. So, yeah.
Alrighty.
Right. All
Time
right.
to wrap it up.
Okie dokie.
Okay,
All
ladies,
right.
have a
That's
good
it.
night.
Take care, everybody.
Yep.
Okay.
Good night,
Have a
Bye.
great
everybody.
weekend.
Good night.
Yeah, you have a good weekend too.
Alrighty.